Hi everyone, it's Julianne here for Trinity Stamps and welcome back. Today I'm celebrating the brand new Autumn Rainbow release by creating this Slimline Boo-tiful shaker card using some brand new products. The products I'm going to be using today include the Hello Boo-tiful Sentiment die set, the Slimline series Modern Embossed Panels die set, as well as an older Slimline series die, the Card Panels and Banners die set, and the brand new Slimline Boo's stamp set, which is this adorable 4x11 stamp set featuring all of these cute little ghosts with their different expressions, along with some cute sentiments as well. So let's get started. So here I'm just going to show you my initial thought for this card was that I really wanted to use the Modern Embossed Panels die set in order to create 3 openings where the ghosts would peek through and they would become my shaker windows. And I originally did think I was going to do this card horizontally, but I will end up switching it to vertical later on in this video. I'm going to be starting out by putting the Slimline Boo stamp set into my MISTI, and I'm going to be stamping that onto some Express It blending cardstock using some Memento Tuxedo black ink, since I do plan on doing some Copic coloring. Now, since this is such a big stamp set, and because it is my first time using it, I'm going to have to stamp this a few times in order to get a nice solid black outline. But once I get it all stamped out, I'm then going to bring the panel up closer to the camera. That way you can see just how cute all of these ghosts are. I just love all of their different facial expressions. I think this stamp set is super cute, especially for the upcoming Halloween season as well. Next, I'm going to be deciding which faces I want to use for my card. So using the Modern Embossed Panels die set, I'm just going to be using the square openings that are a part of the centermost die. And I'm just going to take a pencil in order to trace around the outside of those squares. And once I have 3 groups of ghosts picked out, I'm then just going to take a pair of scissors and I'm just going to use them in order to cut around those trace lines. Now, to make sure that the groups of ghosts are just slightly larger than the openings, I'm just going to make sure that I don't cut directly on that line. I'm just going to be cutting right around them. Now, I did end up doing all of my Copic coloring off camera, since I did just add shading to the ghosts in order to make them have some dimension but still look white. But I do have the colors listed down at the bottom of the screen if you are interested. Now, using the Modern Embossed Panels die, I ran that through my die cutting machine using some black colored cardstock in order to create my shaker windows. And I used the largest of the Slimline Card Panels and Banners die in order to die cut out that striped Halloween pattern paper. And here I'm just taking that same pencil and I'm just tracing out those window openings on that pattern paper. And then using some liquid adhesive, I'm just going to be adhering down each of those groups of ghosts that I cut out earlier. Now, as I'm adhering each one of those down, I'm just going to be constantly checking to make sure that they are lining up with the 3 windows. And since I am going to be adhering that black piece of cardstock over each one of those to create my shaker windows. Once I have each of those adhered, the next part in my shaker card is I'm going to be adding in all of the pretty shaker pieces from Trinity Stamps. For my card today, I'm going to be using the Halloween Cupcake Sprinkles Mix, the It's Kinda Corny Sprinkles Mix, and finally the Gold Eclipse Gold Rhinestone Mix. And I've already added some of those Gold Eclipse rhinestones into the center of each one of those groups of ghosts. So now I'm just going to be adding a few of the Halloween Cupcake sprinkles, and then I'm going to add some of the sprinkles from the It's Kinda Corny mix. Since my windows are very small, I'm not going to be adding a lot of pieces into each window because I still want to be able to see the ghost in my shaker. Next, I'm going to be adhering the shaker windows down on top of my pattern paper, and I'm going to be lining that up with each one of those groups of ghosts. Since this is a shaker card, I did adhere some foam adhesive along the borders and in between each one of those windows. That way my shaker pieces could move freely around in my card. Once I have that all adhered, I'm then going to start working on my sentiment. For my sentiment, I used the Hello Boo-tiful Sentiment die set, and I ran that through my die cutting machine using some purple glitter cardstock, only cutting out the word Boo-tiful. Now you can see here that this die is definitely very big and should be used horizontally on a card, but since I decided to make my card vertical, I'm just going to be adhering my sentiment vertical, which will make it look sideways when you're looking straight at the card, but I'm perfectly okay with that. I really like how it kind of looks. So I'm just going to be adhering that down using some more of that liquid adhesive. And then I did stamp out the sentiment Hello from the Slimline Boo stamp set, And I'm just going to be adhering that down using some foam adhesive as well. Once I have both of my sentiments adhered down to my card, next I need to create my card base. And for that, I'm going to be using the largest scallop die again, but this time I'm going to be die cutting a piece of black cardstock. And using my scoreboard, I'm going to score that at 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to reinforce that fold using my bone folder. And once I have that reinforced, I'm then just going to add a little bit of adhesive just at the top scored area. And I'm going to be adhering that to the back of my shaker. And once I have that all adhered, that's going to complete my card base. I just love the way that this looks. Now you could definitely adhere your shaker down to a normal slimline card base if that's what you wanted, but I really like the look of this shaped card base. So once I have that all done, that's going to complete my Slimline Boo's card in order to celebrate the Autumn Rainbow release from Trinity Stamps. If you haven't had a chance to check out that new release, I encourage you to head on over to the shop. I will have a link down below to take you straight there. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe for even more card making ideas. If you are interested in any of the supplies I used today, I will also have those listed and linked down below in the description box. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and happy crafting!